Welcome to The Project. Tonight, a ceasefire between Iran and Israel is reportedly over. President Trump's deal over just hours after it was announced. With the Middle East once again on edge.
Final directions to the jury in the Mushroom trial. The fate of accused triple murderer Erin Patterson soon to be in their hands.
And we're in good company tonight. Comedians Adam Hills and Rhys Nicholson are joining us for one last laugh.
Plus the highs, the lows, the undeniable sexual chemistry between us on a Tuesday night. But enough about Waleed. It's all about Kate Langbrook's final show.
Instructions to the Kate Langbrook trial.
Yes.
And if when have you ever listened to instructions, Kate?
Exactly.
No.
Never.
No. What?
Exactly.
Let's get into it. Let's see what's making news now. And tonight, Israel has accused Iran of violating the ceasefire just hours after it came into effect. The Israeli Defence Minister has reportedly ordered the IDF to respond forcefully. Earlier, Donald Trump had urged both sides not to violate the truce. Overnight, Iran's retaliatory attacks against a US airbase in Qatar sparked flight chaos. With Qatari airspace closed, these Paris-bound Qantas passengers spent 14 hours in the air, only to land back in Perth.
Conflict in the Middle East had escalated, so we're turning around.
Oh my God, we had a 14-hour flight to nowhere.
Oh, we've got 15 hours to sleep tonight when we get back on the plane at 9:30 tonight.
Wow.
Bradley John Murdoch, the man convicted of murdering British backpacker Peter Falconio in 2001, has been transferred from prison to palliative care in Alice Springs. The 67-year-old has terminal throat cancer, is reportedly wheelchair-bound and near death. Sentenced to life behind bars in 2005, Murdoch was also convicted of trying to abduct Peter's girlfriend, Joanne Lees. Peter's body has never been found.
In other news, Katy Perry has been getting up close and personal with Robert Irwin and some of his furry friends during a trip to Australia Zoo. She also took time out to teach him a few steps ahead of his debut on the US version of Dancing with the Stars. If this is anything to go by, the practice is gonna do him good.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Robert.
A dip? Yep. Okay, go.
Maybe stick with the animal.
Okay.
What a burn.
If you challenged him to a dance-off instead of an arm wrestle, things might have turned out better for you.
Yes, that's it, Robert. Let's dance, buddy. Anytime.
Now,
In your
Step up.
bonds.
In my bonds. Well, we'll leave the bonds. I think it looks good in the bonds.
What, you're not going to wear bonds even?
Oh, if I have to. But should I? I don't know.
How have we not mentioned this show? Anyway.
This is how normal my outfits have become now. We just move on.
Thank you. 1977 Brownlow medalist Sam Taunton.
Oh,
Protests are ramping up again as A-listers fly into Venice on private jets for the lavish wedding of billionaire Jeff Bezos. It's been a huge backlash over the nuptials from locals who forced Jeff to cancel a party planned in a 16th century hall in the city centre. Protesters have even unfurled a banner in San Marcos Square that reads, as you can see here, if you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax.
Good point.
Didn't know you were making banners, Langbrook?
Well, I tell you what I love. Finally, the people crushed like ants underfoot, rising up against the billionaires.
Yeah.
I love it.
And unfurling some material.
Yeah, that's right. That no doubt they bought on Amazon.
Places, he's booked out a whole bunch of different places, right, as kind of contingency plans. So it's doing really well for the local economy there. What are they complaining about?
I so feel bad for now. He's got to reschedule. Planning a wedding's so stressful. Now he's got to a bit of sympathy for Jeff. I couldn't even get through that. Guys, I'm glad you're here tonight, Kate. No one means more to this show, and I didn't think I was going to cry.
You make me...
No,
Gosh.
OK, I'm not going to cry. No one means more to this show than Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate. Let me tell you, I love this guy more than you'll ever know. He means so much to me. So here is 90 seconds of the brilliant mind of Tom Tate.
I'm coming out, so let's get the press conference started.
How many days do you think it will actually take to clean the beaches?
As Conda Fruiterers say, a couple of days. Bring your kids, bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, but not at the same time. We'll be teaching them thong throwing. Back in my days, then we had cockroach racing, but I think that's abandoned because don't want to make the thong messy, you know. Anyone who jumps the fence I spoke with the police. They can be prostituted.
And do you know how much time that could chop off a trip?
Well, from Hotter to Surface Paradise, I think it's best Anthony to answer that. But, you know, a minute saves a minute earned. Just made that up.
Areas closer to the coast with...
Well, love's in the air, especially in the koala world. They're out there breeding, making noises. And you know what? On the Gold Coast, that's what it's about.
Tom, Kate, it would be an honour to be prostituted by you, mate. So, thank you for your service.
And whoever thinks Australia is not still the land of opportunity just needs to watch that. He's great.
Oh, well.
It's time for a break. We'll see you soon. For more than a decade, she's been bringing joy and a healthy dose of madness to the project desk. And tonight, Kate Langbrook's last hurrah. Taxi!
She just dropped her champagne glass.
It's her last hurrah. People are already celebrating. What a time we have had.
Hey, Langbrook!
Hey, Langbrook!
Okay, let's do it. Peter and I routinely share the same toothbrush. My own body turned on me like an asp I had nursed to my bosom. And, her bosom? She said bosom. Ooh. I know. Because, you know, when you've got a child that's sick like that, all you want is ordinary. Ordinary is the most magnificent thing in the world when you don't have it. And luckily, you're all very ordinary people. Nearly everyone was mandatory vaccine, but I'm not mandatory vaccine for work because I'm not anti-vax, but I'm very uncomfortable prescribing mandatorily to people what they have to put in their bodies in order to work or participate.
So you'd compete for us?
Well, I would. What would the sport be?
God, what wouldn't it be?
Town bike?
Who would do that?
Who indeed? Let's start where nobody wants to start, with cancer. It is good to work from home and be able to do your washing and play with your cat.
You don't have a cat.
So you're going to be at work in the cubicle just making a horny cow noise?
Correct, or blowing bubbles.
Well, that's just as weird.
And also, who is Bubbles?
I don't speak German, but I can if you like.
You're incredible. I've been meaning to tell you for a long time. I just think you're so great. My eyes are up here. Why would I make that up, Hamish?
Because it's so weird.
Did that go to air?
Okay.
We'll see how you go tonight. If you're good, you can come back.
Oh, well, thanks. And if I'm bad?
Well, we'll just find someone else.
Don't come Tuesday.
That was strangely far more sane than I was expecting.
Absolutely.
But what a delight it has been.
I think that my reputation of being unhinged has been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, okay. It's been such a delight for us. And to come in and not have any idea what's about to happen, but to know that it's going to be magnificent is such a rare thing in an industry where so much is planned and you're so straitjacketed in so many ways just because of the necessities of TV. I don't know how you break all these structures and all these rules, but you always do.
But the beauty of this show...
You got me. Sorry.
What bit?
I'm just going to be one of your sheeple following you around. You're magic, Kate.
You know,
You're
it's
magic.
very unusual to work live now, and increasingly as people have got more and more scared about expressing themselves or showing themselves, this is a very rare commodity. And when this show is gone, I can't think of really where that will happen. And also there's sometimes excruciating mix of levity and seriousness on this show.
Totally. Can I say, Kate, working with you has been, I obviously knew your work before I started here, but it's been like a career highlight for me. Like seeing how you just know funny, you go for it, you're so unashamedly yourself. It's like inspiring.
Hang on, what word? I'm so what myself?
Okay. Can we play the blowing bubbles clip again, please?
you help us all on the panel be brave in a time where one wrong comment could get you cancelled. You help us all to be brave, so thank you, Katie. We love you.
Well, they're just ideas, aren't they? They're just ideas. Where did people get so frightened of ideas?
Amen.
You know.
Did you just drop acid? What was that little bit?
I don't know. It was quite... I'm practising for my YouTube channel. All the conspiracies coming your way. Wait till we talk about Building 7. What?
You're watching The Project. We'll be back soon.
Well, we know him best for his comedy, but Adam Hills is really a jack of all trades, a best-selling author who plays rugby league and para-standing tennis while also being a fierce disability advocate. And here he is now. Joining us from Italy is a mate of the project, Adam Hills. Hang on, mate, you haven't been invited to the Bezos wedding, have you?
Oh.
I can't say yes, I can't say no, I can't say anything about that.
Friends in high places indeed. Hey, Hillsy, you've been joining us from the very first season of the project. Look at this baby face of yours from your very first time.
Yeah.
Look at you there.
Oh, my God.
What's your secret?
I didn't even get dressed up. Look at me.
What, as opposed to tonight, when you've really knocked yourself out? What, did you wash that T-shirt?
He's in a hotel room. Come on, give him a break.
Listen, he and I were in lockdown together. Remember, Hillsy? During the pandemic.
We were in the same hotel, and not once did we even contact each other.
Well, we could no, I think we messaged each other, but you were on top of me.
I didn't think that was allowed.
I was on top of the whole family.
I guess you really are a good friend of the show, I guess.
Hey, Hillsy, we've loved crossing you over the years. The thing that occurred to us today as we were thinking about all the times we've spoken to you is you've had a lot of different careers, like obviously stand-up, you went to become an author, you became a rugby league player, now you're doing this tennis thing, which I want to talk about in a sec, but we've been there for every career pivot, it seems, that you've made. Your career pivots go through us.
Yes.
How are you going to cope?
I mean, the only reason I have career pivots is so that I've got something to talk about when I talk to you guys. I feel like I'm being taken off the air.
Yeah, I understand.
And also, there's people at this desk who need pointers on how to pivot.
If
you've got any.
Hillsy, we mentioned the career pivots. The para-tennis, what is this? How does it work? And how is it that you're apparently the best player in the world at this already?
So I've been playing tennis since I was a kid. I always played against able-bodied people, even though I've got a prosthetic right leg. But there was never kind of a higher level of it for me unless I got in a wheelchair. And I've never used a wheelchair. It didn't feel natural for me to be playing tennis in a wheelchair. And a couple of years ago, I discovered this worldwide movement called para-standing tennis. And it's for people with disabilities, one arm, one leg, cerebral palsy, you know, whatever, short-statured, who don't or can't use a wheelchair. Like if you've got one arm, if you get in a wheelchair to play tennis, you just go in circles. And I got back into it a couple of years ago, went to the World Championships last year, and last week my doubles partner and I won the World Championships in Barcelona.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Mate, now before we let you go, you've been such a big part of the show. We were going through a bunch of it all today, and you've been here the whole time. What are some of your favourite memories from your time being on the show or crossing into the show?
Do you know what? Honestly, my favourite memory is the last time I was on the show. I brought both my daughters with me because they had just finished school. My wife was away, and I said, look, I'll pick you up from school. We'll come into the project. And my now 11-year-old, I remember being led into the green room by one of your producers who said, sorry about our very humble green room. And my 11-year-old lost her mind. She had never been in a green room before. She couldn't believe there was a fridge stocked full of cans of soft drink that you could just take anytime you want. There were sweets, there were crisps. I'm pretty sure she thinks that's what my job is.
Yeah.
Just go to places and eat junk food and then occasionally tell a couple of jokes. And as I've said it out loud, I've now realised that is what my job is.
How much did she take, just incidentally? Because, you know, we're being pulled because of budget cuts, so...
Apparently the soft drink budget killed us. So.
Yeah, that's it.
I also just have to say, I did a TV show in London a couple of weeks ago with David Walliams, and he said, "Oh, I've just been to Australia." And I said, "How was it?" And he just said, "Your TV studios are very small."
Oh. It's a bit of shade.
Size doesn't matter. It's what you do with it, Adam.
Yes.
Agreed.
Well, you know, so for your touching reminiscences, so far we have that the green room is stocked with soft drink and that David Walliams says the studios were small. Let me wipe away a tear. You're a very heart-led guy. Do you know what? You've spent too long in England, mate. You've dried up like a piece of desiccated coconut.
Yeah, this is why we didn't keep in touch much in the lockdown. And genuinely, guys, you've been a staple of Australian television and you've been the place. You know, the fact that David Walliams said that is because that's the place that David Walliams goes when he's in Australia. It's the place that everyone goes when they're in Australia. And you've been that home for everyone, comedically and news-wise, for so long. So there you go. I'm actually being genuine right now. And I think I'm now realising how much I'm going to miss you.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say, mate. Enjoy the wedding.
Not you, Langbrook, but the rest of you.
There we go. Perfect.
Thanks, Elsie.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
He got there.
He did get there. You brought it out of him, I think, Langbrook. Now, guys, I've been going through the archives of all the funny clips we've played on this show over the years. And here at the Project, we're famous for U-turns. I think Ross Noble highlighted it last night. We bounce between, like, funniness, then into very serious moments. Now, I found this clip today of us, and I could not stop laughing. I was like, this is insane. I can't help but think, watching this, that I should have checked what was potentially coming up next on the show. But it was putting smiles on people's faces all over the country, guys, the onion cutting thing, and especially this lady who sounds like she really needs them.
Tearless onion.
Well, actually, for me, that would be a wonderful idea because I do weep.
We cut that out, but she cries. If you're her grandchild, give her a call, I think.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right. Around Australia, a growing number of our elderly are being abused by their own children.
It's what you call, that's a gear change, no clutch. Third to reverse, let's go!
Oh, no wonder she weeps.
Oh, dear.
You're lucky I know how to drive stick, Sam.
Now, Waleed, I've just looked at the auto cue.
I've just looked at it too.
Get in there, brother.
This is not good. Coming up, a ceasefire between Iran and Israel appears to have collapsed. The latest as the Middle East remains on edge. You're watching the Project. See you soon.
This is the Project.
Tonight, Tehran will tremble. That's the threat from Israel, which has already ordered more strikes on the city, accusing Iran of breaching Trump's ceasefire deal just hours after it came into effect. The Middle East on edge again after another explosive night.
In the dead of night, Iranian missiles rained down on America's military base in Qatar. Retribution for yesterday's US attack, it seemed like a major escalation.
Qatar hosts the most important American base there. It has been key to our operations, whether in Afghanistan and in Iraq. So this is why they chose Qatar.
But it turns out the whole spectacle was carefully choreographed theatre. Qatar and the US given the heads up before the strike, giving them time to evacuate the base and intercept the missiles, avoiding any casualties or major damage.
In order to maintain legitimacy amongst themselves, they had to show some sort of response, but they didn't want it to be so large that it would actually provoke a further attack.
Then came this post from Donald Trump.
It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire.
Declaring an end to what he dubbed the 12-day war, congratulating Israel and Iran for having the stamina, courage and intelligence to end the conflict.
I actually think when we look back, we will say the 12-day war was an important reset moment for the entire region.
But in the 6 hours before Trump's ceasefire deadline, Tehran experienced one of its worst nights of bombing in the past 2 weeks.
As you can see right now, the skies over the Iranian capital absolutely illuminated with anti-aircraft fire.
Israel too enduring intense strikes that claimed at least 4 lives.
They're calling on people to shelter in place, to stay in those bomb shelters because they're still unsure when this event is going to be over.
Just 12 minutes after the ceasefire was supposed to kick in, Israel reported another barrage of missile attacks, Iran claiming they were fired before the deadline. Then, in the last hour, Israel has accused Iran of violating the ceasefire, vowing to respond forcefully as the world waits.
Dr. Michael Green joins us now from the US Studies Centre. Michael, Israel has ordered further strikes. The ceasefire's fallen apart at this point. It's one thing to say the ceasefire's off, but the quote is Tehran will tremble. That suggests a forceful response and perhaps something that might be, irreversible. Why would they make a threat that strong?
Well, first of all, this whole collapse of the ceasefire is what Clausewitz called the fog of war. Who knows exactly what happens? The Iranians say their missiles were launched just before the ceasefire. The Israelis say they were fired just after the ceasefire. People, were under attack, and the Israeli defense minister made it clear that Israel will retaliate. Israel can say that because Iran's air defenses are so badly damaged by earlier Israeli attacks that they can hit Tehran with impunity. So the ceasefire didn't hold. The violence continues. I still think the challenges Iran would face escalating or expanding this war are huge. So they will want to get back and away from the fighting.
Yeah, look, if it can't last this ceasefire for just a few hours, what are the chances of it ever sticking?
Well, look, when President Trump announced a ceasefire, I, for one, did not think this was peace in the Middle East. Iran is in a constant state of aggression against Israel, against the U.S. It is a state predicated on the destruction of Israel, with chants every day, death to America and threats to the Gulf states. Iran is not really a regime that can exist in a state of total peace. So the ceasefire was never something I thought that would be a state of peace that has not existed before. The state before Israel attacked Iran was of constant violence. Iranian missiles fired by their proxies Hezbollah. Iran supports Hamas, did not necessarily order the attack on Israel, cyber attacks. So there was never this sort of peaceful pastoral moment that we would return to. It will be embarrassing for President Trump, for sure, that this just collapsed so suddenly, and he will be putting pressure on Israel to back down after it does its strike. And as I said, I don't think Iran wants a wider war. They're just quite weak right now.
So what will happen now, Michael? How is Trump likely to respond?
Well, the U.S. Stepped in after Israel began this bombing campaign of Iran's national security infrastructure, especially its nuclear parts. And the U.S. came in to try to finish the job, not permanently end Iran's nuclear capability, but set it back. And, the initial indications are the attacks were devastating by the U.S. We don't know exactly how much they took out. That was not because Donald Trump loves Bibi Netanyahu. All reports are the two of them have a very tense relationship, actually. So I think Trump will come down on Netanyahu pretty hard to back down now, and will keep U.S. forces in the region to make sure the Iranians do too. There might be more exchanges of fire, but I think the Iranians are incentivized not to expand this war and actually face another round of American attacks.
But Michael, it doesn't sound like what the Iranians want to do is relevant really in any way. They might not want to escalate, but if Israel has said that Tehran's going to burn, Donald Trump can't stop them doing that. What's he going to do? Put sanctions on his closest allies?
I didn't say he would. I didn't.
Right,
I didn't say he would stop them. I didn't say he would stop them. I think Israel came under attack after the ceasefire. Was it because the Iranians fired just beforehand and the missiles hit after? I don't know, but they were hit. Israel was hit. Israel's going to hit back hard. I don't see President Trump stopping that. It's after that I'm talking about, when Trump is going to say, right, you've had your final retribution for this final attack by Iran. Now stand down. That's what I'm talking about. I don't see Washington stopping Israel from retaliating for this most recent strike.
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering if it goes on, what exactly can Trump do to stop them? That's the bit I don't understand.
Well, in the case of Iran, the U.S. has clearly demonstrated an ability with impunity to inflict considerable damage on the regime. In the case of Israel, remember, Israel depends on the U.S. for considerable amounts of military assistance. So he has some levers, and he'll pull them. And I don't think the Israeli people want this to continue either. But as I said, I don't think this stops now until after Israel takes its shot. It's going to be messy, but neither side has an interest in expanding it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Every moment of even moderate certainty vanishes just like that in this situation. Michael, thank you very much for your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you.
You're watching The Project. Back soon.
Now, for the past 16 years, people have opened their lives to us here at The Project, sharing their vulnerability. And we've brought some incredible stories into your living room and a tear or two. Here are just some of those moments.
I don't know if this counts as a legacy, but I hope that they remember me for someone who was trying to do good.
Raw.
It's very peaceful.
Are you scared?
Powerful.
Are you scared?
Shitless. Scared shitless.
I've got to see literally the last breath he took and him laying there after, and as much as it's heartbreaking, it's also comforting that I've got that.
I knew who I wanted to be from the moment I could understand.
Right from the start, she goes, I've got this. Cancer's not going to kill me.
She gave me something just to laugh because there's so much of her in it.
And emotional.
We hugged each other and cried. And I said to Beryl, now you've met my family. She immediately replied, our family.
These are the extraordinary people who've opened their lives to us.
Have they said what would have happened if you hadn't gone to the hospital that night?
Yeah, the surgeon said if I hadn't gone to the hospital that night, I would have died in my sleep that night.
We made the decision to start palliative care and drove home and had to wait until Lucy woke up. And I had to say to her that the medicine's not working and that Daddy's going to die.
She said, I'm sorry, it's already all through his brainstem and spine, it's spread everywhere. How do you tell the love of your life that his son has brain cancer and they don't know if there's anything they can do?
For the hours that I've been here and, seeing him with his brother, their heads so close together.
Yeah.
It's like their happy space.
Who've shared their devastating battles.
About 18 months ago, Terry moved in. He's my malignant brain tumour, a grade 3 anaplastic astrocytoma. Yeah, I didn't know what that was either. That's because brain cancer is meant to happen to other people. But now I have Terry, and Terry's a bastard.
Their heartbreaking stories.
They'd sat me down and said, we've found Dave and Luca, but that Dave had hurt Luca. He has stabbed Luca, and that we don't know that he'll survive.
He got caught between the end of the gate and the trailer. And I heard him yell out and, of course, stopped the car instantly. The scene haunts us.
And letting us in on their triumphs.
We took the leap and we did it, and the story went out, and as you know, it went viral across the world.
Can you say hi to everyone?
You will do anything for your kids, won't you?
You will. We had people messaging us from America, from the UK, and different parts of Europe as well, were messaging us about the story, and we were so grateful for everything and everyone that helped us.
Knock, knock, knock. It's Tyler here. It's Jackie Real, mate. How are you, bro? What's going on?
I just say positive, really, just thinking about what I want to do in the future when this is all over.
They told Mum that I would never be able to walk again. They told her that I'd never be able to smile again. I'm like, that's my tool. I get away with things when I smile. this can't happen.
Oh,
so I've been working really, really hard on being able to... Tommy!
No, I'm fine.
Displaying their strength in the face of adversity.
Do you ever get mad? Sorry, make me cry. Do you ever get mad at the world? That's not going to be your forever.
Yeah, I do. I know we probably can't put that in, but yeah, I get mad. I get so mad.
Can you still see your mate Sam in there?
Yeah, he's in there, 100%.
His eyes light up.
His eyes just go bang. When you walk into the room, you've made his day.
I feel like I've got a piece of Chump back in my arms, and both of our families, it's just given us just a reason to smile again.
And what will you tell her about her dad?
I'll show her everything about her dad, all the snowboarding clips, all his music. I feel like she will not be lost as to who Chumpy was, who her dad is.
People whose lives have unwillingly become etched in history.
I saw your son's outfit and his helmet. How do you walk past that every day?
I try not to. Jonathan is in better hands now, but I would rather have him in my hands.
How would you say what happened last year has affected your faith?
For me, I grew stronger. I read the Quran from back to back, and I have never done that before. I read that for Hussein.
I'm taking Hussein's strength and put it on me, so I became much more stronger. Not happier, but proud of him. Yeah.
I heard from another room my husband scream out something. And he came to the door and said, "Jade's dead." And life changed.
When something like that happens, I mean, did you believe it straight away?
No, of course not. I still don't believe it.
I think this is Kyan's gift to the world, and I think music is so powerful and more powerful than we realise.
I'm going to miss his deep hugs. I was one of the lucky few people that got them.
For 16 years, the project has had the privilege of sharing their incredible stories with you.
You got me. You got me. Sorry.
Try and work out, like, reasons why. You know, it's just reasons why you are who you are.
Oh, darling.
Survivors are struggling to tell their story on their terms.
Don't start the tears already.
Thank you for trusting us with them.
I just have to say thank you so much for being so open and honest. And for all the wonderful work that you're doing. Let's have a hug, hug it out. We're all in it together.
Yeah. Now, when you've got a child that's sick like that, all you want is ordinary. Ordinary is the most magnificent thing in the world when you don't have it.
She would be so proud of you. I was incredibly emotional, and I'm feeling it again now.
Beautiful parents, huh?
Best moment of your life?
Pretty special. Anytime I get those feelings of, oh, as an autistic mum, can I keep doing this? A moment like that, it brings it all home. He's so amazing, and he has enriched my life immeasurably.
Sharing love, compassion and empathy for others is a very important thing.
You're a bloody good dad, aren't you?
I'm doing my best.
I'm focused on the colour, and that's what tonight is all about.
Hey, we need a drum roll.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. There we go.
1.6 million.
Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
There's victory in doing as much as you can in the time you've got. The good that's behind every bit of bad news.
Sorry about that.
Don't apologise. Sorry. What's even got you?
Well done, by the way. Awesome job.
Thank you for letting me share my story.
I can't go again. You know,
Oh my goodness.
often people ask, what are you going to miss the most about leaving this job? But it's talking to the everyday, ordinary Australians who...
Or anything but.
Anything but. Just brave, extraordinary human beings, and just a privilege to be in their orbit for a short time to help them tell their story. It's incredible.
And beautifully done.
That was an amazing
And so Renee was the producer who put that together. I mean, you saw...
And Lexi was the editor.
Like the people, the hosts crying. Yeah. Imagine how many tears they shed going through all that stuff, trying to put this together. I don't know, I think that TV at its best allows people who'll never meet to see each other and see each other clearly. And I don't think there's any part of TV generally or our show that does it better than those moments where in those interviews the cameras disappear and
and you just see the beauty of people and often you see the perfection of people and the godliness of people in the imperfection of them.
When so much of what happens in media is about the ugliness.
It's true. Or cynical or whatever. It's the show's legacy, really. It is the heart.
Well said, Kate. All right, you're watching The Project. We're back on.
Watching The Project live from Building 7.
Oh, nice. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about what we're all going to do when this show wraps up. A lot of people messaging, mainly my mum, but there's a lot of people messaging. But I'm thrilled to announce, this is exciting, that I have shot a hot new pilot for Network 10, and I would like you all to see it right now.
Dumped on an island, alone.
What? Come on!
Watch as Sam panics in paradise.
I just got water in my mouth.
Over and over again.
There's actual real skulls. These are real. There's lies, betrayal, skullduggery. Sorry, Waleed. And that's just at the hotel breakfast. The woman from room 9 took my hash brown.
It's Sam's low-budget solo survivor shitstorm.
It's actually so tiring.
Outwit, outplay, out of breath.
No! Stupid TV show.
Has it really come to this?
Yeah, I'm
Coming soon to 10 and 10 Play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It was an honour, but
You're already voting me off. That's nice.
And he's not even on the show.
There. This is a bit awkward. I pitched my own show.
What? No,
I wanted to play to my strengths, so it's a gritty crime drama.
God damn it.
It also feels very familiar. If you know my backstory, here it is.
Back to where it all began. Reprising his role as the Richmond FC mascot, Waleed Ali is Stripes O'Shaughnessy, crime fighter.
We found the body, we found your fingerprints on the gun. Mate, you are going down for murder.
Murder? But I'm just here to fix the photocopier.
Enough! This is justice delivered differently.
Everybody's job just got a lot harder.
Found a hair. I'll get it straight to forensics.
Oh, hang on, that's one of mine. It's not what you think. I was just going through his pockets for loose change.
He's got big shoes to fill. Literally.
I cannot drive with these things on. Proceeding on port.
Stripes O'Shaughnessy.
There's nothing more tigerish than a man in a tiger suit.
Coming soon to 10 and 10 Play.
You're gonna hear me.
Honestly, I'm just here to fix the photocopier.
Feel good about it.
I mean...
I knew you'd land on your feet. I wanted to play a dead body in your new show, but you said no, so I shot a stand-up special.
What?
Wow.
She's gone from sitting down to standing up.
Yeah, I'm a comedian now.
No longer rated G, more like Gee whiz.
When they axed the show, 10 said it wasn't personal. They said it was just a strategic refresh, which we all know in TV speak means we don't know what we're doing, but we're not doing it with you.
It's Sarah Harris's foul-mouthed stand-up comedy special.
People are always asking me for the news. You know what? I've got some news for you. The economy's down, my wine consumption is up. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You do, you know.
Unscripted. Unplanned.
Cabby Sav, the good stuff.
Unbelievable.
Is that a baby in here? Get that baby out.
Coming soon to 10 and 10 Play.
I'm an unemployed celebrity. Of course the jungle's coming for me. Not that hard, Sam. Not that hard.
Wow. destroyed.
They cut out my Eric Clapton joke.
It's a shame.
Now, listen, our next guest is one of our faves. We've been going through the archives this week and found this gem.
Have you noticed a whole lot more attention, that there's been a redhead revival?
Yeah, well, the fact that I'm even... If someone had told me today that at some point I'd be talking on national television to the Prime Minister about ginger sperm... So, yeah, I'd say things have changed.
Rhys, I have to just ask
but
you...
he couldn't be a ginger ninja, though. Well, because when he put all the ninja gear on, it'd ruin his head.
Let's welcome Rhys Nicholson.
A long time. That's long enough ago that I used to wear fake glasses. That's yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm an asshole. Before we get into the plan things, I'm going to join the Greek chorus of "This is bullshit, absolute bullshit." This show is such a huge ecosystem, part of the ecosystem of this country.
Amen.
And this is the first show that kind of had me on to be able to talk about things, and I'm furious about it. And this is probably the last time I'll ever be on this network. Fix 10 play. It doesn't work. It's like someone with arthritis slowly putting in a VHS.
Oh, my.
Good luck with your special. Genuinely the worst. Anyway, sorry.
You've appeared on this show so many times.
Yeah,
You're one of our top 10 guests.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been called a top before. What are they going to do? Not me having me on again? I had a wine. Yeah, I have, but every time I got to come on this show, it was because I got to do some comedy and plug things that I was doing, and there's nowhere else to do that now. I genuinely don't. What? We can't rely on Sam Pang to do everything.
Well, speaking of Sam's,
yeah,
you must have been a little disgruntled.
What? When
Sam Taunton got that funny
oh,
check. Come on, Rhys.
Oh, I know. I mean, yeah, what are you going to do now? Go back to modelling? Well, I was sitting backstage and I saw when Ross Noble was on the other night talking about the gear changes and stuff. Yeah, I couldn't do that. You're very good at this job. You're very, very, and I have terrible news. But you've done such an incredible thing, and we all were genuinely when you got this job, we were like, oh, that's the right person to get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
totally.
thought the group chats were talking smack about me.
Oh no, we never said it to your face.
Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God.
Outside of this show and your appearances on it, you're hugely successful in establishing a comedy venue. So we should point that out, because Comedy Republic, I think it's its 5th birthday. You do shows there as well.
Yeah.
We'll plug in a sec. But did you think you'd be able to get to that point?
No. So my husband and my husband Kyron and Alex Dyson opened a comedy club. It was meant to open officially on March 2020. And I don't know if anyone remembers that time. It was a pretty bad time to open a place where people want to gather.
But comedic.
Yeah. It worked out perfectly. And then so we started putting this thing together, and then obviously we had to close it for a little bit. But what was incredible, and you'd kind of remember this as well, the community kind of gathered around it, and that was 5 years ago. And so we're doing this big, it's a plug, whatever, but it's because of shows like this I've been able to come on and talk about this comedy club and what we're doing there. We're doing this big, massive show on the 3rd of July. It's at the Capitol Theatre in Melbourne. And then we've got a whole bunch of, there's this thing that we do called Replay Festival, where comedians from the comedy festivals bring their shows back. And, it's
just an amazing space, and it's a meet-up point for everyone in the comedy community. The theatre. We were actually talking about the theatre space about it today.
You did your podcast there with Nath, right?
I just wanted to say before we go, can I have some work at the bar?
Yes. Do you have your RSA?
No, but I've got this frilly shirt.
No. All right. Okay. Well, come past the dressing room and we'll work it out.
Well, I was going to plug the shows, but Rhys already did that. Yeah. The tickets are available now. Would you please thank the delightful One Last Time?